for more candles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
They usually have a pretty big box.
Good morning. My name is Beth Manchester Howell, and I am your lay worship leader for today's service. I warmly welcome you to First Parish Unitarian Universalist Church of Bridgewater. This week, the worship committee will lead our service in celebration of poetry. Our ushers are Carrie Keenan and Beth Palatori. And today, after the service, we will gather in the Upper Parish Hall for coffee. Please sign up to bring snacks in the coming weeks. Up until a few minutes ago, we thought there would be no snacks, but Joanna saved us. So thank you, Joanna. Before we begin our time of worship, I have some announcements to share. From Sam, please join us for a No Kings rally on March 28th in Bridgewater Center, 10 a.m. to 12. Join BCCR and others in protest. On this Poetry Sunday, we invite you to take a copy of What the Air Might Say, written by Winston Bolton. Winston was a longtime member of this congregation. They're in the Upper Parish Hall on the stage? Okay, no? On a table. Thank you. There are 2 bundles of cards on the table in the coffee hour, near the coffee. Some are blank and some have varied Bible verses. Please take them if you're interested. Please remember to wear your name tag on Sunday. I'm so proud I did it today. I didn't know this announcement was going to be here. Whew. Let's show our welcome to everyone. If you need a name tag, please talk to Debbie. Thank you. Okay. And I would like to invite Jenny up to make an announcement.
Okay, drum roll. Can I get it, everyone? So in our bridging, you just saw something like 52,400 of our goal for our pledge, and I'm going to announce right now 88,250.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny. First Parish Bridgewater is a welcoming congregation. Love is the power that holds us together. We live our faith values by welcoming all people with love and open hearts. No matter who you are, no matter who you love, no matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. If you are joining us for the first time, we welcome you to share in our worship as your whole self. We encourage you to fill out the guest book at the rear of the sanctuary. For newcomers joining us online, please see the sign-up link posted in the Zoom chat. For those of us joining us in worship in the sanctuary, let's take a moment to welcome our friends joining us virtually via Zoom this morning. The recording camera is turned off to protect our privacy during sharing of joys and sorrows. In the event of an emergency, please leave the building through the main sanctuary doors, or if you should need a ramp, use the School Street entrance to my left. Thank you for joining us in worship today. Whether you are joining us in person or via Zoom, your presence creates our beloved community of faith. We will now begin our time of worship with the prelude. I would like to invite Hadley forward to light our chalice. Our chalice lighting words today come from Craig Rowland. We light this chalice for the ones who arrive disheveled, carrying questions, contradictions, giving us half-heated dreams, still raw. You deserve a place that welcomes you becoming, that knows your fire is not too much, your silence is not too little, a place that sees your shadows and still reaches out for your light. You deserve a community that listens when you speak your truth, that sits with you in the turmoil and rises with you in joy, that believes in your voice even when it trembles. You deserve a circle that brings you hope and coffee and poetry, a place to rest, a place to rise. Let this flame be that place, not perfect but possible, not without cracks, but full of life. Welcome home. Please rise in body and spirit and join me in reciting the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church.
And service is gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak the truth in love, and to help one another.
David Page forward to give a testimonial.
Hello. I've been politically active for most of my life. I hate bullies and I hate injustice, but I've been a loner. A little over 20 years ago, I was leaving the State House, having lobbied my congressman in favor of gay marriage. I looked up to my right and saw a sign supporting gay marriage on a building owned at that time by the Unitarian Church. It struck me then that whenever I was doing something I was proud of, the Unitarians were doing the same thing right there with me. I came here the following Sunday. I have come to realize how important this church is to me, how important it is in this worst of times to be surrounded by people capable of moral choice. A year and a half ago, when this nightmare started, I pledged to do everything in my power to support our new minister and the congregation, personally and financially. I've tried to keep that promise. But we don't just need each other. The world needs us too. Someone has to bear witness when sanity returns. We can help to fill that role. Anyway, that's why I contribute money and time. We may not realize it yet, but we are important.
Thank you, David. Before we get to our opening words this morning, I just wanted to take a moment to thank someone in this congregation who has made such a huge impact on our worship and the things that we do here. In January 2024, I felt like it was time for me to seek a new spiritual home. I had heard that Unitarian Universalists were probably pretty cool and that I might be welcomed here. The first person I talked to when I got here was Tom St. Thomas. The second person I talked to was Betty Gilson, and the third person I talked to was Reverend Rachel Tedesco. I was fascinated to hear about her journey in the UU faith coming from a Jewish background. She made me realize that you didn't have to belong to the same faith tradition just because you were born into it. You could find your own way. Reverend Rachel Tedesco has had a hand in crafting years of worship service here at First Parish Bridgewater, serving with half a dozen ministers after retiring as a minister herself. She's laid the foundation for the path we all now tread and has been a stable, organized, and compassionate member of our worship team. This past year, I stepped into her role as the worship committee chair, and she has recently decided to retire from her duties on the worship committee. I want to thank Reverend Rachel both personally for welcoming me so warmly and as a congregation for leading our worship team for so many years. Please join me in a round of applause to celebrate Reverend Rachel and to wish her luck in her worship team retirement. All right, our opening words this morning, I have so many papers, as always. Our opening words this morning are from Jacob Trapp. He writes, "If it is language that makes us human, one half of language is to listen. Silence cannot exist without speech, but speech cannot live without silence. Listen to the speech of others. Listen even more to their silence. To pray is to listen to the revelations of nature, to the meaning of events. To listen to music is to listen also to silence, and to find the stillness deepened and enriched." Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn this morning, which is not found in any of your hymnals. Denise had to source it from a different faith tradition hymnal. It is "All Things Bright and Beautiful," and the words will be on the screen, and many of you may know it. But if not, now's your chance to learn it.
Now is the time in our service for the sharing of joys and sorrows, those matters of great personal significance that touch us, our families, and our loved ones. If you have a joy or a sorrow, please come forward to light a candle. Please share fully but briefly into the microphone so that all may hear you. If you choose, you may light a candle in silence. Online participants are invited to share by typing your joys and sorrows in the chat, A volunteer in the sanctuary will read them aloud. Please join me in prayer. Source of all, we come to you after a heavy week. As we bear the weight of worry for our world, we long for peace. We long for justice. I long for a world where no violence is being committed in my name. Let us be forces that resist the norms of retaliation and revenge. Centering love can heal this world. No matter how we pray, no matter what nation holds our loyalty, every human sibling in this world deserves to be safe in their homes, in their schools, and in their houses of worship. There are no exceptions. And even during these days of observing the world with worry, we have celebrated healing, celebrated babies joining us, celebrated travel. And we celebrate today. We celebrate our bonds of friendship and support. We celebrate having this sweet community of love that holds us. On this day that we turn to poetry for inspiration, strength, and joy, we know that words are not always enough. Sometimes they are no words. And still, poetry is more than words. The meter, the rhythms, and the pauses of poetry create a momentary refuge, a memory, or an emotion when the world has made us numb. Let us move our worries and the weight of the world aside as we share worship together. Please join me in a moment of silence. After I ring the singing bowl, join me in breathing and detaching from the worries we brought here with us. Amen, and blessed be. Please join me in singing There Is More Love, hymn number 95. The words will appear on the screen. Please remain seated.
Somewhere
Each Sunday, we collect an offering to support the ministries of the church and the mission of a community that shares our faith values. This month, contributions to our collection plate are being shared with Mothers for Justice and Equality. Boston-based MJE's mission is to end neighborhood violence by empowering mothers and youths to challenge the normalization of violence and become effective catalysts for change in their homes, schools, and communities. You may also donate online using the information on the slide. This morning's offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you, Denise. All right, we have reached the part of our sermon in which we will be sharing a little bit of poetry with each other. And I'd like to invite you to share your favorite poem. And if you're inclined, you can briefly share about why this particular poem speaks to you and why you chose this one. So I think to facilitate our poetry sharing, if you want to remain in your seats and raise your hand, and I'll call on you just so we don't have a cluster. I feel like that would be the easiest way. So, Beth, I don't know if you want to go first? Okay, wonderful.
That will free you up some space up here. So I like to think of myself as a deep thinker, but I'm not really. And in school we would read poems and the words would just swim on the page for me, and I did not get poetry at all. And then when I was in 10th grade, we read this poem, and not only it's short and it's easy and it made sense to me, but it also expressed something that I had known in my bones since the time I was just a toddler, but I'd never heard anyone say it, which is that there's no separation between nature and God. And so this poem made me realize that other people think that. So this is My Heart Leaps Up by William Wordsworth. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So it was when my life began, so it is now that I am a man. So it will be when I grow old or let me die. The child is the father of the man. I wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety.
Denise, do you want to come up?
If you know me even a little bit, you know that I am a great fan of unleashed dogs. This is a book called Dog Songs by, guess who? Mary Oliver. We never quote from Mary Oliver here. The introduction to her book says, if you are holding this book, you may agree, you may not care, you may not agree, you may not care, but if you are holding this book, you should know that of all the sights I love in this world, and there are plenty, very near the top of the list is this one, Dogs Without Leashes. And the poem that I chose from the book is one that resonates because I'm out every single day either hiking, skiing, biking with my dog, and I look at her and I think, you are so lucky. You don't know we have a regime instead of an administration. You don't know that we're at war with Syria. You don't know that people are being snatched off the street and deported to countries they've probably never been to. You're so lucky not to know this. So this is Mary Oliver's poem called Percy Waiting for His Friend Ricky. Your friend is coming, I say, to Percy, and name a name. And he runs to the door, his wide mouth in its laugh shape, and waves, since he has one, his tail. Emerson, and I presume she's talking about Ralph Waldo, I am trying to live, as you said we must, the examined life. But there are days I wish there was less in my head to examine, not to speak of the busy heart. How would it be to Percy, I wonder, not thinking, not weighing anything, just running forward?
You want to come up? Can we use this microphone too, Jeff? Okay, awesome. Here you go.
All right. I was going to be edgy. I had an edgy poem that had some improper words. Then I was going to be a juvenile, which comes naturally to me, and I was going to read from my favorite children's poetry, Sad Underwear and Other Things. But then I came upon one that speaks to my heart, because it's where I met my husband. And it's called Amalfi by Longfellow. To think that 150 years ago, he felt and saw the same things I felt and I saw the first time I went to Amalfi. So I won't read all of it, it's very long. Sweet the memory is to me of a land beyond the sea, where the waves and mountains meet, where amid her mulberry trees sits Amalfi in the heat, bathing ever her white feet in the tideless summer seas. In the middle of the town, from its fountains in the hills, tumbling through the narrow gorge, the Cornetto rushes down, turns the great wheels of the mills, lifts the hammers of the forge. Sorry. Thought I was being organized. It is a stairway, not a street, that ascends the deep ravine, where the torrent leaps between rocky walls that almost meet. Toiling up from the stair to stair, peasant girls their burdens bear, sunburnt daughters of the soil, stately figures tall and straight. What inexorable fate dooms them to this life of toil. Lord of vineyards and of lands, far above the convent stands. On its terraced walks aloof leans a monk with folded hands, placid, satisfied, serene, looking down upon the scene over wall and red-tiled roof, wandering unto what good end all this toil and traffic tend, and why all men cannot be free from care, and free from pain and the sordid love of gain, and as indolent as he. Just says it all for me.
Kathy, you want to come up?
Thank you. I think I'll use,
You can use whichever one you want.
I think
Do you want
this
to give
one.
me this
so
one?
I can hold my book open.
BMC.
All right. So I'm a poetry lover. I read a lot of it, and when I love opportunities to share it out loud. So I had a hard time making a choice, and I ended up bringing 3 books with me, but I only brought one up here so I wouldn't change my mind again. Some of the ones I first thought of, I know I've already shared it. I don't think I have shared this one. So this is written by my brother, and it's, I think, one of my favorite ones in his book. And it's called The Light Takes Forever. I'm frying butterfish and potatoes, watching collard greens wilt in the steamer, and thinking about sunsets in Central Square. I've worked there 5 years, enough time to memorize the liquor stores and thrift shops, the odors of curry and coriander drifting out warm doorways. Clusters of kids in untied Adidas stare at passersby and at each other. A woman shifts her baby and shopping bags arm to arm. A madman kicks a pigeon outside a pizzeria. The subway arrives and leaves, sidewalks shaking as if the earth sensed the growing chill of a January afternoon. Each day I walk through such a scene, always new, always composed of familiar elements, and I struggle to see it as unique, feeling each step, each heartbeat as a choice. Inside the fogged windows of a Burger King, teenagers and their squirming children share dinner. If they were simply ugly, if they would blend with the styrofoam and red and yellow packaging, I would not have to praise them now. But they are always beautiful, no matter how much they begin to resemble the meal of grease and starch and sugar before them. Their beauty is not based on pleasure, but persistence, a quiet quality I admire most when it appears unconscious. If my neighbors see their lives as part of a longer life, and each of them feels as they glance at the sun going down behind the police station, that the silken wash of red and blue sky is a prayer for union with that life, what do they make of me, walking past in my black boots and overcoat, black briefcase swinging by my side? I know this day of mine won't last. All the love and fine words I try may not make winter less difficult. Slowly, I learned to love the work, the rights one makes of necessities, of meals. Cooking relaxes me. I'm glad to know I have an offering, an act performed with care, turning the fish, setting 2 places. It's almost ready.
David?
I think this resonates 90 years after the event it describes. In Guernica, the dead children were laid out in order on the sidewalk, in their white starched dresses and their pitiful white dresses. On their foreheads and breasts, the little round holes where death came in as thunder while they were playing their important summer games. Do not weep for them, Madre. They are gone forever, the little ones, straight to heaven to the saints, and God will fill the bullet holes with candy.
Frank?
In the year 1900, just at the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries, Thomas Hardy, a writer who had given up writing novels to embrace the truth in poetry, published this poem about truth in a dark time. The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. I leant upon a coppice gate when frost was spectre gray, and winter's dregs made desolate the weakening eye of day. The tangled vine stems scored the sky like strings of broken lyres, and all mankind that haunted nigh had sought their household fires. The land's sharp features seemed to be the century's corpse outlent, his crypt the cloudy canopy, the wind his death lament. The ancient pulse of germ and birth was shrunken hard and dry, and every spirit upon the earth seemed feverless as I. At once a voice arose among the bleak twigs overhead, in a full-hearted evensong of joy illimited. An aged thrush, frail, gaunt, and small, in blast-beruffled plume, had chosen thus to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. So little cause for carolings of such ecstatic sound was written on the terrestrial things afar or nigh around, that I could think there trembled through his happy good-night air some blessed hope whereof he knew, and I was unaware.
Jenny?
Do you want to use this one? I know you like to move around. You do. Freedom of movement.
So I'm a high school Spanish teacher, and forever in Spanish 3 we would always do a little Don Quixote, Man of La Mancha unit, and I would have my students memorize and perform this sonnet. So it's a true sonnet as Shakespeare would have written a true sonnet with that little couplet at the end. And so this is Don Quixote's sort of oath to why he does the crazy things that he does, and he sleeps out in the wilderness, and he with one eye open, and he's always at the ready, and he does all of this for his lady, Dulcinea, that imaginary woman. So here I have it all memorized in Spanish for you. Mis arreos son las armas, mi descanso es pelear. Mi cama las duras peñas, mi dormir siempre velar. Las manidas son oscuras, los caminos por usar, el cielo con sus mudanzas a por bien de me dañar. Andando de sierra en sierra, por orillas de la mar, por probar si a mi ventura hay lugar por donde ha va a dar. Pero por vos, mi señora, todo se ha de comportar.
Ross?
Strictly speaking, this isn't poetry. It's the second verse of a song by Nujabes. It's one of my favorites, and it speaks to me deeply. I'm not going to do the whole thing for sake of time, but the premise is he's comparing street signs to metaphorical signs. If there's one thing in this world that you can depend on, that you can bet your last dollar on, it's the ignorance of the American people. But still I have faith. But still I read the signs. They are indeed there. Some of us are lost and will not find our way, no matter what the signs say. Some of us do not see the signs because we are too busy shopping. Some of us do not see the signs because we can't help but stop and look at the accidents and stare. We are in a daze. We are amazed by the world's displays. Some of us do not see the signs because we are giving spare change to the homeless. We are getting gas. We are volunteering for duty, and we are watching television. We are driving around in circles on spinners, and we are working 8 to 6. We are on our way to the club. We are high, we are drunk, and we are sober, and we do not see the signs. We are listening to a moron babble. We are listening to tongues that lie. We give them an ear. We give them a hand. We give them both eyes, so we cannot see the signs. Slow, there are children playing in the streets, and they cannot read the signs. They are only children. I fear there is no U-turn, and that this road dead ends, because we cannot read the signs. Do you not see the signs? We must read the signs, and we must turn around. We must turn around. We gotta turn this thing around, and we gotta read the signs.
Pat or Jack? Pat and Jack? Okay.
So, excuse me. This is a poem called All of Us Are Beautiful by Thomas Rhodes. And I actually obtained this poem here in the church. The reason I picked this is when you hear it, you'll understand all the differences, all the different people, and how everyone is a beautiful person. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches, some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves out wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch towards the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes. Some of us carry seeds sometimes. Some of us are prickly sometimes. Some of us smell. And all of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are.
Morning, my friends. I'm Jack. This is a poem which you've all heard. Imagine we're in Belgium and we're in Flanders. We're standing on a ridge looking down over a valley covered in poppies, and there are bodies strewn everywhere. And this is, in the Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place in the sky. The larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders field. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If we break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.
Poem, Desiree. We could go on forever. We could just have a whole afternoon of sharing poetry with each other, which would be nice, but maybe not today.
I'll use this, but I want to move too.
Oh.
Okay, so this is my all-time favorite poem, ever since I was a little kid. So much so, I used it in my valedictorian speech from high school. I just feel this is me. I am the person who has taken the road. So the poem is called The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then I took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and it wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
I'd
I'd like to invite the choir up now to sing our choir anthem, and the words may be very familiar to you. Thank you, choir, and thank you, Denise. We're going to sing some more. I'd like to invite you all to rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn today, which is a First Parish Bridgewater fan favorite. This is my song, number 159.
Today, brave crocuses are pushing their way through cold soil, proving that rebirth is always possible. On this same day, we have cultivated a garden of poetry. Let us return to this garden in the coming weeks when it is hard to believe that rebirth is possible. Go out into the world and cultivate peace. Love is the best fertilizer. Blessings to you in the coming weeks and always. Amen. I would like to invite Hadley forward to extinguish the chalice. Oh, Victoria? Okay, Victoria?
I'll be a kid today.
Okay. Yay, that's so fun. As we extinguish this flame, may we carry its warmth into the world, not as a memory, but as a promise that you deserve a place where your voice matters, where your laughter is cherished and your silence is honored. You deserve a circle that sees your scars and your strengths, your doubts and your radiance, and holds them all with care. Let us be that circle for one another, a community of fierce welcome, wild grace, and radical hope. Go knowing that you belong here, and you always have.
In keeping with our somewhat non-traditional service today, we wanted to invite you to sing along with our postlude, which is not something we usually do. Usually that's just a piano piece or an organ piece. But I think most of you know it. Our postlude today is the Rainbow Connection, and the words will be on the screen.
Songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Illusions and rainbows have nothing to hide. Choose to believe it. I know they're all wait and see. Someday.
Our time for worship has ended. Our time of fellowship now begins. If you'd like to stay for coffee hour and snacks, thank you to Joanna, please make your way to the Upper Parish Hall. The ushers will assist you in using the elevator as needed, and next week's service will be led by Reverend Rosemary. I'm taking some of your papers, too.
No, Victoria told me. It was me. Yep. It was me. Oh, yeah, no.